Hi, welcome everyone. Nigeria has an abundance of limestone, which is the main raw material of cement. This is evident in the many cement plants in Nigeria, from Dangote to BUA, WAPCO, and many others. What is happening now is that a Chinese company is taking the cement production to another level. They've nearly completed this $50 million factory in Kuje area of Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. This factory is not just their largest factory outside China, it will also make Nigeria the export base of fiber cement boards to Europe, the United States, and even African countries. The multi-million-dollar fiber cement board factory will employ Nigerians, and hopefully it will end Nigeria's importation of fiber cement boards from China, which is commendable because of the rising exchange rate. Increased production in Nigeria will definitely improve the value of the naira. Nigeria's geographical location is very strategic, and this company recognizes the fact that they will save a lot of costs exporting products from Nigeria to Europe and America compared to China, that is more than twice the distance. Have you subscribed to our channel? This is the time to subscribe to our channel and enable notification. We also have a channel membership you can join to support the work that we do. Thanks for your support. Sinoma will dominate the market when they start full production in all their factories, as they're also building other fiber cement board factories in Lagos and Kano. And when all are completed, Nigeria will become a global player in the fiber cement board and other related industry. Fiber cement boards are made from cement, quartz stones, and cellulose fiber or paper pulp. It is used heavily for cladding in the construction industry in the United States and Europe. One interesting thing about this development is the fact that most of the raw materials used in manufacturing them are sourced locally in Nigeria. Fiber cement board is a good alternative to gypsum board or plaster of Paris (POP) as it is called. Nigeria spends about $150 million annually on importation of gypsum from countries like Turkey, and a Turkish company is constructing a massive gypsum board factory for BUA. It will definitely cut down on importation of gypsum in Nigeria when the factory is completed and they start churning out gypsum boards in Africa's largest economy. Also, there's another gypsum board factory being built in Ondo State. All these factories will bring competition to the huge Nigerian market when they start production, not to talk of the jobs that will be created around the country. Also, here's hoping that the competition will drive down the price of these materials which are used in building homes. In other news, Nigeria's crude oil production just got a boost of 50,000 barrels per day. This oil production was achieved from the newly constructed Ikike topside in Rivers State. We covered the construction stage in another video. The facility was built locally by a Nigerian company. Now production has started and the field holds more than 70 million barrels of crude oil. This addition will bring Nigeria's total to about 1.238 million barrels per day. Ikike topside is run by NNPC and Total Energies. NNPC is now a limited liability company, and for a while now they haven't made payments to the Federation account because of petrol subsidy and low crude oil production. In fact, petrol subsidy has risen in recent times to more than total oil revenue. It can no longer be sustained, and very soon, maybe under a new government after the election, the petrol subsidy will be finally removed, and they might even start collecting VAT on petrol like it's done in some other countries. Anyway, let's see other developments in Nigeria's gas industry. Following the recent gas shortages from Russia to Europe, Russia has been reducing gas supplies to Europe. Today they will threaten to cut supplies because customers must pay in rubles. Tomorrow they will say it's maintenance of the pumps. The reality is that Russia is intentionally reducing gas supplies to Europe, and it might push many companies that rely on gas to partially shut down their operations, which might lead to job losses and ultimately to a recession in Europe. Already, the euro has fallen below the dollar for the first time in 20 years. The European Union have now agreed to a 15% reduction in gas usage. Some cities in Germany will start gas rationing measures for domestic consumers, and the EU have gone a step further to adopt gas as a green energy. This will make it possible for financial institutions and oil companies to invest in gas projects, exploration, and extraction. Now, this is where it all concerns Nigeria, you'll be wondering. Remember that prior to the adoption of gas as green energy, many European oil companies divested and sold their shares in Nigeria's oil industry. But now things are about to change. European delegations have made several visits to Nigeria in the hope of getting more gas from Nigeria. Nigeria has more than 200 trillion cubic feet of natural gas reserves, so investment in Nigeria's gas sector is expected to rise sharply in the near future, which will improve revenues and also create employment. Nigeria is currently constructing the Bonny LNG Train 7 terminal. As you can see, these are 50-meter pipes for piling works and other materials and parts that have been arriving the site for the multi-billion-dollar project. These projects are capital intensive, so companies just don't build them without getting buyers for the gas. Not just that, they need a purchase agreement signed that will guarantee the purchase of gas so as to justify the investment. So if the Europeans will go for LNG, the paperwork should have been completed right now so that the design and construction can happen quickly. Or they might go for offshore regasification. These massive vessels incorporate storage and regasification units all aboard the vessel. The vessels can be leased if they are available. Building one from scratch will take time, of course. There's also the option of using the proposed $25 billion natural gas pipeline from Nigeria to Morocco. Or another proposed pipeline which was abandoned because the region is restive. The Nigerian government just signed a memorandum of understanding with Niger and Algeria to construct the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline project. So there are many options to deliver gas to Europe, although the gas pipeline will take the longest time to be completed out of all these options. Any of the options that they choose, it needs to be fast-tracked because of not just the impending recession, but because winter is coming. Although the United States can double their LNG supply to Europe during the winter period. If the investment comes from Europe, they've already done some. They signed a gas deal with Israel in conjunction with Egypt, but it's not enough for their gas needs. They need more. If these investments comes to Nigeria, it will definitely improve Nigeria's foreign currency earnings because they are quite low right now and it's causing inflation. If the investment succeeds, we are looking at nothing less than $20 billion in revenue in the short term. This is because the LNG Train 7 that is currently under construction is expected to bring around the same amount. Yes, about $20 billion and many jobs that will be created and other local content procurement. So we'll be looking forward to European investment in the oil and gas sector in Nigeria, and as usual, we'll be bringing you updates. That's why we talk about politicians, especially in this election season. Politicians are too powerful to be left alone. We have to discuss them so that people will know about them in order to make a good decision when they go out to vote on election day. Politicians took decisions on the privatization of NEPA and the sale of discos. We all know how that is going. A decision a politician makes can make you lose your job. Former NITO staff members, for example. In fact, NITO would have been bigger than MTN today, but a politician made the wrong decision. Politicians make policy decisions on the economy They determine the custom duty everyone pays for imported goods, even for exports. Politicians make laws that govern the country. Look at the PIB law. Many people are not satisfied with it, but it has become law. What about minimum wage? A politician can deprive the country of an investment just because he doesn't like the face of the investor. There are many instances where politicians frustrate business deals just because their interest is not covered in the deal, at the detriment of the general public. So we must discuss politicians. You must make sure to not only get your PVC, but also come out on election day to vote. Because a good politician equals massive developments and mega projects like we cover on our channel. We promote Nigeria so that it will have a positive image that will attract people, not repel them. If more people are attracted to Nigeria, you will see more investments, more jobs will be created, and overall massive development. And if there's no good politician that will take good decisions to bring development, then there will be no mega projects to show on our channel. You can agree that there are some states in Nigeria that doesn't have a mega project of any sort in the past few years. A politician made that happen. What will residents of these states do? Fold their hands and say they won't discuss or participate in politics? The next administration will be worse. But if they participate and vote in a new government, the politicians will get the message, because the only message politicians understand is election results. Election results humbled PDP to the extent that they apologized to Nigerians after telling Nigerians over the years that they will be in power for 50 years. Alright, we hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and enable notification. Also remember to join our channel membership to support the work that we do. Till next time, bye bye.